where I'm walking might be the most popular spot to retire in the Krabi area. I'm walking along the beach. It's a little village called Klong Muang, but it's only about a 15-minute motorbike ride from the main part of Krabi. And you would never know it because it's just a quiet little peaceful town. And this is stop number 26 on my 30 Thai cities in 30 days adventure. So I'm gonna explore this little village. It's gonna be a short video because I've covered Krabi before is a place to live as an expat. You can click the link above to watch that video. I also interviewed a couple guys who live here, an American expat and another expat from Europe. So you can see this little strip of beach here, Klong Muang. It's quite beautiful. I think the plan for this vlog, pretty simple. It's gonna be relatively short. I'm gonna walk up the main street of this town to give you a feel of what it's like here at Klong Muang. And then probably take a midday break and then get the video started again. I'll come out around sunset time and explore Klong Muang before hitting the road and going to stop number 27, which will be Turtle Beach. So I'm walking here to give you a tour of the shops on the main road of Klong Muang. I meet two Americans from Missouri.
Hello.
And you're visiting your daughter. She's teaching in Cambodia. You're teaching in Cambodia?
In Phnom Penh, Cambodia.
Great. What are your names?
Yes. Rachel.
Elizabeth.
Rachel and Elizabeth. So what's your first impression of Klong Muang?
I like how it's much more quiet and peaceful here. It seems more relaxed, slower paced of life. So I enjoy that.
You said it's interesting because it's a mother-daughter visit.
Yes.
And you researched and chose Klong Muang,
Yes.
of all places.
Yeah.
How did you do that?
Well, I wanted to go to Krabi, so this area, and then heard that this was a much quieter area, like outside of like Ona, like the city. And so that's why we chose this area, which is generally just quieter, more peaceful.
How long?
That's what I wanted.
How long are you here?
A week. 1 week.
And how long's it been?
We've been here for, this is our second day.
Second day.
And what do you think so far?
Really like it. It's beautiful.
People
I
are
love
very friendly and kind, and the beach is beautiful. I've never seen a beach like this.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
the
Especially
rock
during
beach.
high tide.
Yes.
It is quiet.
Yes. Yes.
So that's what I wanted. It was like a break from the
We
city.
weren't looking for the touristy type beach. We were looking for a little quieter, peaceful. So, yeah.
Would you retire here?
I would. Yes, it's beautiful. Yes, it's
We'll
very
see.
beautiful.
So Rachel, Elizabeth, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Interesting. So she researched different places in Thailand and she chose Klong Muang purposely to have a quiet place away from all the tourism. But what's interesting is, by the way, I'm walking on the main strip here. This is kind of where all the little shops are in Klong Muang, but you can see most of them are closed. It says it's acai bowl. It has an open sign, but it's in fact closed. And then you have a cannabis shop. You have what looks like a diner, and then a little spot serving acai beer, more cannabis. All those cannabis businesses in Thailand went out of business for the most part, from what I understand. Welcome. Sawadee. So we have a massage shop starting very early in the morning. Wow, you start early, 9 a.m. Great. And how much is it? For Thai massage, it's $10. Foot massage, 1 hour, $10. This is what you get. You have one strip of shops. If you watch my Krabi video, I did a tour of that condo right there. You can rent a place there for pretty inexpensive. I want to say less than, maybe right around $400 a month. And then this guy might be the smartest businessman in the area. I think if what I'm seeing is correct, it looks like he's going to open a coffee shop. And I only say that because I think it's kind of hard to find a coffee spot in this area. I'm sure he'll do quite well once he's open. And then we have just a few more little shops here. We have a tour company. You can go right out to the beach here, and that's where you catch a longtail boat. And right out here on the beach at Klong Muang, you can catch a longtail to all these islands, popular islands. Maya Bay, Pile, Chicken Island, Hong Lagoon. And then they're selling some nice little traditional snacks. You have a few shops here, maybe closed. And we're almost to the end of the strip. That's as you can see, it's a very small strip. It does loop around. There's a few other shops to go up the hill. And what you'll find is just on the top of the hill is the main village, which is really a Muslim village. They have a mosque, but you'll feel it. It just feels like a very traditional Thai Muslim village. They have an Italian restaurant, and then, what's this? The parlor. I think they either sell property or tours. And then this looks like if you want to open a business here, you probably could. I can't tell exactly, but they might be trying to lease that space out. And then we have one other little shop up here coming up. Let's see. The Sea House Cafe, which is also shut down. That seems to be kind of a common theme. Here's a sign for a luxury pool villa for about $200,000. One of my rules is I'll never buy property in Thailand. That's just one of my rules. I'd rather put money into US. I think it's just a better deal to rent here. Get a lot more back for your money, and the model of real estate here doesn't work like it does back home for the most part. You don't really get appreciation. People really want a new place, so if you buy an old place, you don't get appreciation. Plus, the Thai system is really not set up for foreigners to buy property. You can do it, you have to set up a special. And what do we have here? The beach house. Let's take a look at the beach house. Wonder if they're open and serving coffee. The beach house. You are open, huh?
Yeah.
Awesome. Where are you from?
England.
You're from
My
England?
wife's Thai.
Hey, what a great dog. Hi. Your wife is Thai. Awesome. I'm just making a vlog about Klong Muang.
Oh, okay.
You know, I think it's the most, from what I hear, the most popular place to retire in Krabi.
I think it's just coming now, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How long you lived here?
24 years.
24 years in Klong Muang?
Yeah.
Before all the resorts.
Yeah. I opened, there was Andaman here, and then I built this
Man.
before Sofitel and the other.
So what's all this buzz about Klong Muang being the best place to retire in Krabi?
Well, it's just quiet. Not too busy with tourists even in the high season.
What's your name?
Mark.
Mark, why do you think a lot of shops are closed over here? I mean, closed as in, not closed because of hours, but shut down.
There's most are open. This year, the last 2 years, everything's gradually reopened. There's a couple of restaurants that have closed up, but they're all rented. So people, they don't make enough money and the rent's a bit too high, then
They
it opens
stay
and
empty.
closes and opens and closes.
Rent
yeah.
too high, that just doesn't justify
Yeah.
the amount of business you get. How long have you had your restaurant here?
24 years.
Oh, you've been here 24 years.
Yeah,
What was it like back then?
like that.
Oh, you have pictures up on the wall.
There's just one picture there.
Oh man, really, really, really quiet.
Nothing here.
Man, you love your life in Thailand?
Yeah, it's good. It's home.
What would you do if somebody came to you today and said you got to go back to UK?
I wouldn't go. I don't think I need. I don't think any reason for me to need to go.
Everyone's chuckling because Lily thought my selfie stick was a weapon. She actually jumped up on my back and tore my shirt, took a big chunk out of it. I'm just glad it wasn't my skin. So this is, what Mark says is he owns that hotel right there. 24 years he's been here. He has a lot of interesting experiences, I think. A lot of interesting info. And here's what you get. You know, this really is a Muslim village, and you come across here, and she's making traditional Muslim food, all the fried chicken. Oh yeah, from the south. The south has the best fried chicken. Just like in Hatyai, you know? They have coconuts. The south is famous for fried chicken. Popular. Okay. And then up here, of course, you have a lot of your 7-Elevens. So that's the end of the tour down the main strip of Klong Muang. Okay, so for the rest of the afternoon, I'm gonna sign off, just go do some things, go work out and stuff, and then I'm gonna tune back in this evening around sunset and see what happens in Klong Muang around the evening time. I was in this spot having a beer. It's called The Beach. It's kind of cool. In such a quiet little town, Klong Muang, you wouldn't really expect there to be like a beach club, but it was quite nice. In there, right before the sunset. I came out here because if not, YouTube will flag the video for copyright. They'll hear the music in the background, and there's a DJ in there playing a really nice, how would you say, good mix of music. And then the pool, quite nice. And you can order food and drink, and it's right on the beach, and hence the name The Beach. And I met a nice couple from the US, David and Nikki. Nikki is originally from Bangkok, living in the US 10 years. And David is from the US. Nikki's been living there 10 years, but her family lives in Bangkok.
Yep.
What's your first impression of Klong Muang? Was your first time here?
My first time to Klong Muang. It's beautiful. I mean, the beaches are nice. You know, you have nice sandy beaches here, and then you also have a beautiful sunset that kind of goes out into the distance. But another great thing about Klong Muang is that you can kind of see the some extra landmarks in the background of the sunset. So it's beautiful to me.
What are those, like limestone rocks?
I think it's stalactite rocks.
Oh,
Stalactite rocks?
But beautiful.
Oh,
It's
beautiful
gorgeous.
nonetheless.
Right?
Gorgeous.
Especially when it's super clear or it's sunset.
All right.
Is this your first time in Thailand, David?
This is my second time in Thailand, but this is my first time out in Krabi. So I've been up in Chiang Mai, obviously to Bangkok. We went to Phuket as well, and then we were at Koh Tao before this, and now we're in Krabi now, in Klong Muang.
A lot warmer here compared to Chicago.
Oh my
Oh my goodness. Tell us about it.
Your family lives in Bangkok.
Yep.
You've lived in the US 10 years.
Yep.
What do you miss about Thailand?
Food. I'm a big foodie, so I love to eat anything and everything possible. So coming here, we've just been like enjoying every restaurant we've been to, and not having to cook it myself at home for once, and someone actually cooks it for me.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting you say that, because when we're in the US, for me too, I end up cooking more so because for a few different reasons. One, it's more common. We have kitchens set up in every place you live to do it. Here, the kitchens are less so.
Tiny.
And then it's just here, it's part of the culture.
Right.
And the value is there. So when we go out to eat here, we actually get a lot in return for what we spend.
Right.
Whereas back home, I never feel that.
Right.
No matter how much money I spend.
Exactly. It ended up being like more expensive to cook at home in Thailand rather than like just buying outside.
Not to mention time.
Yeah, time.
What do you miss culturally about your country
Oh,
after living in the US 10 years?
I love. There's a Thai term, like I think a lot of Thai people like goes by. It's like sabai sabai. It's just people live life very easygoing, make things easy for themselves, not a lot of stress. And I think in the U.S. is that the culture of like fast pace and doing things like spontaneously, very fast. I just miss being in Thailand, just like chill.
Sabai.
Yeah, sabai sabai.
It's funny, there's always a trade-off, like that urgency of back home.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes I miss it, but a lot of times I like just to decompress at a
100%.
more natural pace,
100%.
like Thailand.
Oh, yeah,
Exactly.
this is the best place to do it.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll move back to Thailand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We definitely we talked about it, and
Yeah, we
I mean
talked
I don't
about
see
it.
myself going anywhere else but moving back here at some point. I don't know if it's sooner or later, but yeah, eventually for sure.
Nikki, for you, some viewers on this channel are Thai, right?
Yeah. Oh.
But some think that they want to move to a Western country.
Yeah.
U.S., Australia, you know, even Europe. What do you think are some misconceptions for them who haven't done it yet?
That's a very good question. I mean, a lot of my friends actually ask me that question themselves, and I always say, like, life abroad is not as easy as it looks. A lot of people live abroad. They, you know, obviously the buying power is higher because of the currency exchange and all that when you work abroad. But you also have to spend a lot for your daily lives. Like, you make $100, you also spend like probably $150. So things cost a lot, and not just that, but also like everything is so much harder. Going to the hospital, like basic living things, hospital, even having a place to live, owning a place, it's not easy at all. Whereas
The U.S. is tough.
it's very hard.
And expensive.
Regardless of space, too.
Yeah.
It's still expensive.
Regardless of where you live in the U.S.
No, it's hard compared to here.
Yeah, so like I think, you know, if Thai people, like, I would say if you want to go there, make like, you know, whatever money you want in a few years, 2 years, and come back, but like actually save and come back, like you'll be fine. But I would say you have a better life here. When you're sick, you can go to any doctors you want. When you are hungry, you can eat whatever you desire. And you know, when you're tired, you can get a massage for $10.
Now you're speaking my language. I do massage. Where I stay in Thailand, I get a massage 4 times a week.
Yep, there
And
you go.
I priced it back home because it's a 2-hour massage. It's about $15
Yep.
for everything, and it's the best. Back home, it's about $200.
Yeah,
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I only get it once a quarter because it's expensive.
That's right. That's right. Well, listen, we came out here to get quiet, away from the music. We're gonna head back in.
All right.
Bye.
Peace.
It's kind of quiet still, but it's nice. I mean, it's a bit different than Ao Nang, so you have a different vibe over here.
Chill vibe.
But yeah, I mean, you have the beach on the other side, and you have the pool here, so it's actually nice.
Junior, just to be clear, you live in Munich, Germany. Your family's from Colombia.
Yeah,
They positioned you here. Somehow you ended up here for 3 months as a DJ.
yeah,
It's not a bad life.
yeah. I mean, in Germany it's cold right now, so I'm happy to be here.
What do you love most about Thailand compared to being in Germany?
So the people are way more friendly. Of course, the weather. So in Munich right now it's cold, and here it's hot, like 30 degrees. And yeah, those would be like the main things. I like the food as well, but I miss my food, so it's kind of 50-50, but I enjoy it here.
You want some nice bowl of ajiaco or sancocho?
Yeah, oh yeah, sancocho would be
Hey,
nice.
Junior, how would you describe Klong Muang?
Very chill, like nice hotels, but not much going on here.
Very chill,
Yeah.
right? So if you had to describe Klong Muang, how would you describe it?
Chill, I would say good hotels. So Varana's here and the Sofitel over there, so they have nice places here, but I would say it's more like a place to relax. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. Whenever I come here, I feel relaxed,
See?
and I like your music selection.
Thank you, and I appreciate you.
Yeah. Thanks, Junior. Awesome, man. But I think that's it for me here at this place called The Beach. I'm gonna wind down the evening, probably go just up the road here, about 5 minutes to the Ritz Carlton, and enjoy the sunset. And in this section of Krabi, there's some really nice resorts. I'm standing right here at the Ritz Carlton, and it's beautiful. They have a performer over here doing a dance, and I have an old fashioned. I'm gonna enjoy the sunset. This is an amenity I really enjoy about this section of Krabi. You have some really nice resorts, which means you can go out and have a really nice meal and have kind of the 5-star resort experience. Sit here and have a refreshment. And they have a gal doing a performance over here. Watch the sunset. But I think it's kind of a couples thing to do. I think there's 16 couples. And then me, the solo guy. Which I kind of like. I like my solitude. I love my freedom. Usually when people ask me, do you have kids? And I answer pretty firmly, no, but I have freedom. Not that I wouldn't want kids, it just hasn't panned out. Or if they ask me if I'm married, I usually say, no, I have freedom. I always say, I think the best thing in life, the very best thing is a good relationship, healthy, a good marriage, a good, just whatever, good partners. I think that's ideal in life. I just feel like it's rare. I think the next best thing is solo and really enjoying life. I try to do the best I can with that. I think the absolute worst thing is a bad relationship. And I've had one of those, actually a few of them. And I just feel like that's the worst way to live. So I'm gonna keep going on this adventure that I'm doing. 30 Thai cities in 30 days. There's not a dull moment. What a great day it was in Klong Muang yesterday. You know, I had a nice morning, met some nice people, went for a walk on the beach, went for an amazing meal at the Ritz Carlton. They have an amazing Thai restaurant, not to mention the sunset and the cocktails there. And what else did I do yesterday? I went to the gym, but I didn't show you on the video. And like I do in all these videos, my final thoughts about Klong Muang. Would I choose to live here? Well, let's see. Let's talk about the drawbacks first. Number one. It is a heck of a struggle to get a cup of coffee in this town. I must have passed 5 coffee shops, all closed on a weekday. I don't know if it's because business is slow or what happens, but it's just the case. The other thing, there's no gym, there's no amenities that I look for in this little town, but you can drive 15 minutes and have anything you want in Krabi on home. So maybe that's the point, is to live on a quiet, remote beach and just be kind of a beach bum, read books, you know, go for walks, go for jogs, enjoy the beautiful resorts, go for dinners if you want. That's all kind of nice. It's a simple life. It's a simple life here in Klong Muang. So on that note, yeah, for sure, I would pick to live here. I would then say it's all relative. Let me talk about one more drawback. This one. This actually could be a deal breaker. This is countless trucks that just keep going back and forth. One, because they're constructing more properties, more resorts. It's noisy and dusty. 2, because I believe there's a fuel depot there where the ship comes in and the trucks load up. So it's just a constant flow of noisy, dusty trucks. That would be a big drawback, in fact. But I think, yeah, you have everything you need here in Krabi, which is a draw there. And there's something to be said for these rock formations. Beautiful. This limestone, I guess it is. It's absolutely stunning. It's picturesque and it has a good energy, good vibe. Is it worth coming as a tourist? Well, I'm going to defer to the 2 women that we opened this vlog with from the US, the mother and daughter. They're loving it. They came here for a peaceful getaway. You know, you can almost visualize it, right? Hammock, coconut, hop on a longtail boat, go to an island if you choose. It's all right here. It's really peaceful and tranquility if you want to do that. Then you have 5-star dining, literally right there. So I think it has mostly everything you need to come as a tourist if you just want, like the mother and daughter we saw, just to have a getaway, a peaceful getaway away from the crowds. So with that being said, I'm going to head on the road. I have about a 2.5-3 hour ride ahead of me. I'm riding from Klong Muang to Turtle Beach. And for the next episode, episode 27 of this 30 Thai cities in 30 days, I have a special guest joining me, Tim Newton. Some of you may have seen him on YouTube. So I'm gonna head that way, meet with Tim, and get a feel for a place called Turtle Beach. If you want more info about all these episodes and little blogs I'm writing, go to my website, theborderlessoffice.com. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next episode of 30 Thai cities in 30 days.